Hello, hello. It's a beautiful morning. We thank God. It's a beautiful day here. And I believe um, you're starting your Monday all right. And you're keeping safe. This morning, I want to talk about gossip. When you come into the clip, please share. I want to talk about gossip and the danger of gossip. I can almost say that I have witnessed what gossip has done, and gossip can kill. Somebody can be killed through gossip. Sometimes we gossip knowingly, and sometimes we don't even think about it. We just say things without, having second thoughts. A couple of weeks ago, I shared something with a friend as we were talking about our parents. And I said something that I thought was normal. And that information was taken to another person. And by the time the information got to the other person, they were really offended. Not only that, they were offended, I also believe that it's very stressful when we say things that hurt people, even if you didn't intend. There is always truth, there is speculation, there is what you think, there is what you heard. There's so many things that lead to gossip or when we are repeating information. I was really taken back to think about what I had done, and I didn't think it was anything. I was just going about my business, but I realized that I had caused harm to somebody. And that's what I want to talk about this morning. We act like everything is normal because we gossip, we talk about people without thinking the danger of gossip. In fact, I'm even not able to fully express myself because I just realized that even a smallest thing can hurt somebody so deeply. Something that is very small. In most cases, there is always the truth, and there is what you think, and there is what somebody told you. And when you tell somebody something, by the time they go to tell the other person, usually it has changed and it's not the same thing. When we do these things, most of us, we lack moderation. People can create a story about someone and make it so big, make it so huge, and then spread this story around without even being moderate or to say, you know what, I can't say this about Penny, this might not be true. So there's always lack of moderation where people are not thinking, like, how much can I gossip someone? How much should I be saying? And then we have the other thing of boundaries where you're going to, something about me, and you're going to come and tell my husband, or you're coming to tell my kids, or you're coming to tell my close friends. We lack boundaries when we are gossiping because there are people or there are things we should never be telling other people about certain people. For instance, if somebody's wife, you're going to go tell their husband that, oh, I saw her doing this, I caught her doing this. You approach somebody's spouse and tell them things. You approach somebody's child, you tell them something that it is not even true, things that you're just imagining. And you end up causing a family because you are spreading lies or you are passing lies that you are not even sure about what you are saying. So boundaries, we like boundaries when we are gossiping. We need to create those boundaries. If you really must gossip, which we are saying, gossip in moderation, we have to create boundaries. There is also self-respect. A lot of us lack self-respect. If you respect yourself enough, There are things you would never repeat about another person, especially when you know the things you're saying about that person is not true. You can never repeat some things even about yourself. Would you say the same things about yourself, the things you're saying about the other person? We lack self-respect. We don't respect ourselves enough to respect others. So lack of self-respect can make people gossip or say things that are not even true about other people. Like someone was telling me, oh, so and so, yeah, I helped her do like 20 abortions. 20 abortions, that's a lot. And he wants to tell somebody, or he wants to tell me that he helped so and so do several abortions. And he's saying that to me comfortably. In the process, we really never have kindness. We are never kind. When we are gossiping, we are not kind. We don't engage our emotional part of it and think, my goodness, why would I be saying something like this? We say things without even thinking twice. We are not kind at all. We just say things without even thinking how they are going to affect the other person. Even here on social media, I see a lot of people saying they're depressed, they are going through a hard time from just maybe a small gossip. For instance, someone like me who's always on social media, I post, I talk. If social media wasn't there, I was a community person. Anywhere I go, I talk. So when I'm on social media, somebody could be seeing something and I'm not even seeing it. And then they call my husband, they call my mom, they call my brothers and start gossip because they saw me on social media doing whatever I'm doing that I like to do because it's my life. But they feel the need to report it to another person who they're going to hurt with that information. In most places, they even hurt the person that they are telling because they're deeply concerned that, oh, this is their daughter, wow, or this is their son, wow, okay? We are never kind when we gossip. And we lack balance. We lack balance. Yes, if somebody drinks too much and throws up at a party and falls, and there are things that are gossipable. You can gossip. Gossipable. Is that the right word? Is not this. I don't even know if there's such a word. There are things that everybody can see, is obvious. So if you really want to talk about those things, you can have a balance. You can have a balance. And then there's a difference between gossip and communication. Sometimes you want to pass information to another person so the person can get the message. You're trying to be positive or you're trying to redirect. That's different. If you're communicating through another person, then you know you're communicating. But if you're just talking to talk or you're just gossiping to gossip, those are two different things. So we need to be able to differentiate when you're communicating and when you're gossiping. We should also choose who to share our information with. Sometimes we share our information with the wrong people. People you're thinking that you're trusting, people that you think they are there for you. And now when you tell them whatever you're telling them, they take all that information and pass it on to another person. So let us choose who we are sharing our information with, because think about it. If you could not trust yourself to keep some things to yourself, how do you think somebody else is going to carry that for you? How is someone going to... Some of you load people with huge secrets. The reason why you told those secrets, it's because you could not handle the weight of it. So you let it off your chest to another person. And then the other person feels, you know what? Let me offload it to somebody else. So if there are things you don't want people to know, don't tell anyone. And don't go tell people things and tell them, oh, it's just you I'm telling, and you're telling 20 other people. If you're telling 20 other people and you're telling them, you're the only one I'm telling this, you're the only one I'm telling this, then now you're also playing with yourself because you're telling everybody. So choose who you want to share your information with. And what information is shareable? What can you tell people? We have this tendency of oversharing. I personally struggle with it. I say things just to say I'm not worried. I'm like, it's my story. I just say it. But it's possible that you can overshare and it can backfire on you. Some things are not to be shared. Or rather, if you share at your own risk. Because when you take something out of your mouth and tell someone, you've lost whatever you told them. And in some cases, we do share things that are not true. We do tell people things that are not really honest. And for some reason, we just say it just to say, but that doesn't end there. Some people end up carrying that same information that you just say just to say, and then they pass it on. So you can't blame them. You can't blame them because you're the one who gave them that information. So oversharing can put you in that situation where now something that you shouldn't have told anybody, you have told everybody else, and then everybody's sharing with everybody. We have to try and live a truthful life. You're the only one who knows your truth. You're the only one who knows what's inside. When you share or when you talk to people, when people come to talk to you, to tell you about yourself, you're the only one who knows your truth. You don't share a heart. You don't share a mind. You don't share your thoughts. Once in a while we do share our thoughts like I'm doing now. But what's on the inside is purely on me. Nobody can come into my heart to help me feel a certain way. I have to decide I'm going to let go whatever so-and-so said. I'm going to let go whatever this person said. You let it go because you're the only one who knows your inner truth. You're the only one who knows when the gossip comes around what is true and not what's not true. And in any case, should it really matter? It should not. That's what I'd like to think. But not all of us can think that way. Most of us end up getting hurt. We get offended. Yes, some gossip is very painful. Nobody can tell you the above gossip that somebody said something and they're okay. Sometimes people lie about things that even you've never thought about, and they tell somebody else, and then somebody feels the need to come and tell you. That set of people, the group of people that bring you gossip, be very careful. Be selective who's bringing you information. Sometimes the people that bring you back the gossip are even more dangerous than the people that gossiped you, because we gossip. Gossip means it's when you're saying things and you don't want the other person to hear. And you can gossip your mom, you can gossip, because you're imagining mom did this, you're imagining your child, you can gossip your child, you can gossip your husband. Sometimes we tell things that are imaginary. Gossip is when you're saying things, sometimes they're not true. You're just thinking along the lines, and you tell it to another person. And sometimes it's things we make up about what we think. So these people who bring you back the gossip, you have to watch out for them. They are the most dangerous people. The big issue is not being gossiped. The big issue is you finding out. Let these people go. If you have that one friend that is always bringing you the gossip, drop them off your list, because they will never stop. And ask yourself, what is their intention? Every time you turn around, they are saying, oh, Penny this, oh, that is, oh, Penny this, oh, Penny. Ask yourself, what is the intention? Not everything that looks good is good. Not everything that sounds good is good. You cannot trust that person that is bringing you the gossip. They could be the person that is really destroying you. So this morning, my message to you is gossip with some kind of decorum. Like, don't just gossip, like go all the way saying things that can cost somebody a life. Do things in moderation. Find a balance. If you must talk about somebody, put a little kindness in it. Don't just throw things there. And have self-respect and boundaries. Don't gossip someone. You call somebody's mom and start telling her some things about her daughter or her son that are very hurtful. Set boundaries. Don't just tell anybody anything. And at least try to have some self-respect for you. May you have a lovely week. And choices have consequences. Let's try to make better choices for ourselves. Let's try to be mindful when we're talking about other people, what we are saying. Because when that information gets back to those people, it can put somebody in depression or it can kill. Gossip actually does kill. Yes, gossip with decorum. That's just in order. Have a balance. Don't just gossip. Think about what you're saying. And in some cases, imagine that the information, or rather in many cases, you should imagine that this information is going to go back to the person you're talking about. How do you think they're going to process? That is the first question you always have to ask yourself before you start to gossip. If the person found out, how would they take it? Have a blessed day.